UFC 262 has just graced us with our presence.
Yes.
Great with its presence. What did you think of that card?
It was good. The main event definitely propelled it in my eyes. If we had Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz, it would have been a lot.
Would have been
and
more name power, more exciting. But then I feel like it's better for the next card because that's just so stacked.
And it also made up for it by the fact that we had Matt Schnell on this card.
We're gonna get to Matt Schnell, but fucking there was
some interesting characters in our local.
Where we go to watch UFC,
we'll
there's humans who there's aliens.
Yes. But yeah, basically this card had a few decent names on it. Edson Barbosa, Caitlin Chukagian, if you could call her a decent name, and then Beneil and Tony. But it was a decent card. I don't know if the fights lived up to it in full.
What were these fights even going to live up to though?
I mean, Tony versus Beneil. Yeah. People were expecting like a banger.
I feel like people were expecting that with Tony versus Charles as well, and it just ended up being the same.
Yeah. But I didn't watch any of the prelims except for the Jacare fight. He got submitted by Andre Muniz.
Yeah.
His arm popped out, it broke.
Jacare getting submitted, does that just signify the end of his career?
Yeah, it signifies the end of all the real, original middleweights, except for Whittaker, who, when I think about it, is only, 31 years old.
No, Weidman.
He was fighting...
Weidman's never... he won't let the leg injury stop him.
Yeah.
And Rockhold coming back to fight Till.
No, well, Till's fighting Brunson, so I really don't know what Rockhold's on about.
That was, in the works. It was Rockhold versus Till. I'm like, what is that?
Rockhold reckons everyone's turning him down, but I think bullshit.
Yeah, because he's shit.
And then you missed the first fight on the main card, but it was insane to start with. Edson Barbosa defeating Shane Burgos versus KO. The first two rounds were
you thought it was one each, eh?
Yeah. It was just high pace, the leg kicks. And Shane Burgos is kind of like Kelvin Cater, where he's in the real kind of close the boxing.
And I saw after this, everyone was saying they wanted Edson to fight Cater next day.
That just quite a ranking difference, but I guess
what
the
was
name.
Edson?
I think Edson was 9.
Yeah, Cater's 6.
Was he? I thought he was 4 when he fought Max.
No, it was 6. It was 6v1.
Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, in that case, then give it to us. It was a real weird ending. Shane Burgos took I think it was a left hook.
And the controller turned off.
And then, he stood there side to side for 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
It was a delayed reaction, and he ran back into the cage and just fell.
And then the ref didn't stop it, so Edson got a few extra punches in.
Good.
But it was actually a good fight until that happened.
Was it fight of the night?
No.
Wasn't it?
No.
What was?
Main event.
Oh.
I mean, I'd rather watch the main event over...
I just didn't see that first fight, so I didn't know how good
it was a good, high-paced fight.
Yeah.
The pace that they were setting was electric.
Good way to kick it off then.
Yeah, and then all that momentum fell off a cliff. Caitlin Chukagian defeating Vivian Arujo. Robbery, apparently. We did not watch enough of this fight.
We weren't really that invested into this at all.
I could not have given less of a shit about this fight.
It just didn't affect me anyway, whatever happened in this fight. I just wanted someone to get knocked out in the first 2 seconds and it'd be over.
Someone commented on her Instagram post saying Caitlin Chukagian, prelim fighter, pillow fists, and it just summed her up pretty much.
That's 98% of women fighters. No offence, but...
Rose... Nunes, I guess, the only one that...
the actual champions. Yeah. And then everyone else in the division's always shit.
Yeah. But yeah, this fight was boring as fuck. It really was.
I didn't care.
It was dead.
It was just a decision. You said decision by Caitlin, and apparently robbery, but couldn't give two fucks.
I didn't see anything. Nothing. I did still have my eyes on the fight, but nothing that Arujo did made me think, she's winning this by decision.
Yeah.
To be fair, someone did give it a 30-27 to Chukagian, which is pretty nuts. But then we went on to Rogerio Bontorin. Rogerio Bontorin. He defeated Matt Schnell. This was a good fight. It actually was a good fight though. There were some big shots being landed.
Just the speed at which their bantamweight.
This is actually catch weight.
Yeah, just because he missed weight on short notice, but the speed at which bantamweights strike at is just insane.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So there was this guy sitting up the front who obviously he either had his life savings on Matt Schnell to win this fight. He was either the biggest Matt Schnell fan in the world.
I personally don't even know if I'd heard of Matt Schnell.
I have never heard of Matt Schnell.
But like the name doesn't ring.
I'll pull up the record and I'll see if he's fought anyone we actually know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy must have been on cocaine. Like he was there with his dad. I said to you, he looks like his dad looked like Buff from Back. Is it Buff from Back to the Future? Biff, same thing. And it looked, it was hilarious.
You had to be there, honestly. Like this guy, I've never seen someone so invested watching any UFC ever. Like anytime, and it's for Matt Schnell. Like this guy's Matt Schnell's number one and only fan.
Biggest name Matt Schnell's fought is Rob Font back in 2016 on The Ultimate Fighter. Jordan Espinoza, the only other name that I've actually heard of.
It was like every time it was like, oh, good counter, Matt.
Yeah, good counter. Oh,
no,
survive,
don't take him down.
Survive.
Like just full volume, and I think someone told him to shut up.
Someone did tell the people sitting next to him.
And he was like, I'm sorry, I actually love this fighter.
And I'm just like, weirdest shit.
It's Matt Schnell. Like
it's fucking, I think of Schneebly from fucking School of Rock.
This guy's just got a shrine of Matt Schnell in his basement.
But he was bloody disappointed when he lost the fight.
It just added a new element to it. It was we were watching him more than the actual
fight.
Because his head was in his hands by the end.
It looked like he was crying.
And he got up and left when Schnell lost. Yeah. But he came back eventually. But
he obviously got a telling off by his dad because he was very quiet.
The rhino room.
Yeah, bro, that was fucking weird. Mafia vibes from the two of them.
Wanna be anyway.
And then we move on to the lightweight co-main events. Beneil Dariush defeating Tony Ferguson.
Disappointing for a lot of people, I'd say, just because Tony's like a fan favourite and dominated again Tyron Woodley.
Good performance by Dariush though. Yeah. The heel hook he had him in the second round.
It's just Tony just refusing to submit. It's a shortage in the brain.
It really is. Like he just lacks the fundamentals of being a normal human.
Yeah, the heel hook just ripping at the knee. Or whatever it rips at.
The ACL or whatever. But it was brutal. Like anybody else would have tapped to that.
Yeah.
I think the only other person was Diego Sanchez that wouldn't have tapped. Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, Tony didn't really do anything that I can think of.
It was just basically a repeat of Tony versus Charles.
He almost locked in a dash choke and people were kind of like,
Not even.
But exactly.
The fight was barely on the feet at all, and then it was just Beneil takedown.
Yeah, Beneil's taking some time off. He said to have his daughter, so he's coming back around the end of the year or next year.
But he'll be in the top 5 now. So
what would you like to see him do next?
I don't know, because it depends. I feel like they'll do. Winner of Dustin Connor must be going for the title.
Yeah, that's number one contender.
So that's why I'd say Gaethje, Beneil. But then if he's not fighting till the end of the year,
Gaethje get Chandler now.
I guess so.
Chandler technically has lost a title fight.
Yeah.
So you could, and that would be a good fight. Because Gaethje probably should have been in there instead of Chandler anyway. We were talking about that instead of the main event. But yeah, Beneil Dariush, top 5 rank. There's a few people he could fight. I would like that Gaethje fight. And then on to the main event, Charlie Olives, Charles Dupronx Oliveira.
The veteran of the UFC at 31 years old.
Yeah, defeating Iron Michael Chandler, TKO in the second round.
This was a good fight.
It was. First round was exciting. Takedown turned into a guillotine by Oliveira. I mean, like
by
Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler locking in the guillotine.
Yeah, which was tight as fuck. And then Oliveira just escaped.
Just got out of it.
Had his back. And then towards the end of the round, Chandler did drop him, I think.
I couldn't tell if it was really a drop or if he was just kind of like getting hit to the ground.
Yeah. Like the power rather than the actual... I don't
think he was... It didn't seem like he was that hurt. Like he was getting hit by shots, but... Yeah. He recovered pretty good.
And then into the second round, 19 seconds.
Just Oliveira just knocked him
hook. I think it was a left hook, wasn't it?
I can't remember. He was just open and just got hit on the chin.
Good counter. Survive. And finished him.
New lightweight champion.
Everybody in the pub loved it. I think everybody wanted Charles Oliveira to win.
I didn't mind too much, but like before the fight started. But when it started, I was like, I actually do really want Oliveira to win. It was just a good
redeeming story. He jumped out of the cage straight away, called out Joe Rogan.
Yeah, just because Charles has been around for so long as well.
Yeah, I think he actually did. When they were translating it, actually did sound like he was saying to Joe, like...
English words.
Yeah, like you've actually...
Fuck you,
never... essentially, yeah. No. Did the little run around the cage, jumped into the crowd. That's what I said to you. I was like, I would have been sick if it was in Brazil. Yeah. Like, the whole crowd would have just been fucking electric. Right. But yeah, really happy for Charles Oliveira. And like we said before, I think the winner of Conor versus Dustin...
It will be.
It has to be. unless something happens, like unless they have like a 5-round war, and then you need someone to step in on quicker notice, and you do Gaethje versus Oliveira.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I'm really happy for him. Let's see how long he's actually been in the UFC.
Over 10 years, I'm pretty sure.
So he's 31 years old.
He has so many fights already at that age.
He turns 32 this year.
Yeah.
Let's
just talk about his striking, though, how much that's improved.
Yeah.
Like, he's a submission specialist, but he's murking people.
August 1st, 2010, he defeated Darren Elkins, who is a good name.
He's versus Cerrone.
Yeah.
Frankie Edgar in 2013
Cub
and Cub
Swanson. That must have been that was a catch weight.
That's fucking early as in his career to be fighting them. Like, at that time, think of how good they were.
So what he went, when he came into the UFC,
14
so that's 1 loss, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss.
4 win streak, Holloway.
Until he started going up. So 1, 2, 3,
Felder.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Felder.
Yeah, so he was like 10.
He was fighting at featherweight though, eh?
Yeah, and then he did move up. When did he move up? So he lost to it must have been after the Holloway. No, because he missed weight by
weight a few times.
Yeah, missed weight. Catch weight 155.
Oliveira missed weight. So he must
By
have...
155. So that must have been a featherweight.
Yeah, probably.
How do you miss weight by 10 pounds?
By being Rumble Johnson.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, he went on this incredible run. Clay Guida, Jim Miller again, Nick Lentz, Jared Gordon, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, and now Michael Chandler. He is the champion of the UFC lightweight division. And it was a great
performance. That would be
performance.
most finishes in history, isn't it? Was it? Was he tied first? Or was he tied second? Does it say there?
Tied for most finishes, so he now has the most finishes, unless that's been updated to now.
That's tied with Donald, eh?
Yeah,
And I mean,
let's have a
Donald's
look.
never getting another finish.
So he's updated 7th of March. So yeah, he now holds the record for most finishes
Yeah.
with 17.
And he already had the most submissions.
Most submissions, yeah.
So, nice one, Charles.
He's just a UFC veteran, and now he's champion. It really is a feel good story. You got to feel for Matt Schnell in this situation, though.
No.
After this card,
Not
Yep.
really.
No, I do. I have a new favorite fighter.
I've never seen anything like it. Like, there's just you can't think you're safe out there.
No.
Like, especially
No.
around there.
If I wanted Montenegro or whatever his name, Bontarin, to win that, but I couldn't express myself openly because for
We
fear
were
of my
just
life.
arguing. We were like, if Matt Schnell wins or loses, what
would be a better reaction?
would you
Yeah.
rather see from that guy over there?
And it was neither. The answer was neither. But yeah, overall, a really great card.
Was it,
Well, no, not really great. It was a good card.
It was a good main event.
No, you missed the first fight.
Yeah.
The Matt Schnell fight was a good fight, but it was overshadowed by anybody not at the Kensington would have enjoyed that fight.
No, but it's definitely a decent card overall. But the main event lived up to what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad I watched it. But yeah, Charles Oliveira fighting the winner of Connor Dustin next.
pretty much has to be.
But yeah,
Unless he wants to get in there early and do one against Gaethje, maybe.
but yeah, any final thoughts on the card?
No, not really.
Yeah, no, that's it for us. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought of the card if you watched it. Who do you want to see Charles Oliveira facing
Who
next?
do you want to see Matt Schnell face next?
Yeah.
That's a question we all want answered.
What's next for Michael Chandler and Benil Dariush?
Did we talk about what's next for Chandler?
No, not really. But do we really care? Gaethje, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Gaethje probably. But yeah,
I don't know.
that's it from us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back
Thanks.
with some more videos soon.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.